Alright, welcome back everyone. This is Namhart Elkor, and we have just finished the character creation process of Pillars of Eternity. This should be episode 2. And now we will get into the gameplay and actually start playing this this character. So let's get in as Missandra, the level 1 fighter. The caravan master finishes addressing the group, his bushy red mustache and saggy jowls quivering as if for emphasis.
Everybody stays close to the wagons, got it? Stay out of the woods, and beasts take you if you were planning a stroll through those ruins up there.
He nods toward the looming black mass on the hillside.
Whole area's crawling with hut-dwelling types who'd be happy to stick an axe in you for trespassing. So mind that you don't track mud on their sacred blazing rocks. Tonight everybody stays put, and in the morning we'll get the path cleared. Gilded Vale's less than a day out. Understood?
At last, the caravan master turns to you, frowning as he looks you over.
Touch of the rumbling rot, could be. There's a stinging beetle round here, carries it. You'll be fine once it passes your innards, unless you don't drink water, course, which case you'll be dead in a day. There's a berry grows in these parts, small and pink, called a springberry, about the size of a fingernail. Give you cramps if you eat it, but the frontiersmen make a tea from it. Calms the insides. Should get you through the night. You might check around, see if you can find some. Meanwhile, I'll see if we can scare you up some water. I know you want to hunt before it gets much darker. Let's see about refilling our water first. Got a sick one here.
Odema looks over his shoulder at his assistant, a lanky, intense man named Sparfo, who carries an old sun-bleached bow. Sparfel nods and slides the worn bow over his shoulder. Where should I find these berries?
They grow on a bush that's common round here, kind of funny looking. You'll know it when you see it. Doubt you'd have to go far off the road to find one.
What are those ruins?
Nothing you won't see on half the hills of Glonfoth. Money to be made selling their knickknacks in Defiance Bay, if you don't mind getting stuck with Glonfoth and arrows now and again. They didn't build them, but I'll be the effigy if they don't watch them like a mother bear. Of course, all the ones around here have been ransacked 10 times over. Got nothing left worth half a pond, so I hear.
Your character's attributes, skills, class, race, culture, and sex may all open up options for you in dialogue. These options are not necessarily superior to the other responses, but give you a wider variety of choices to select from. The manner in which someone responds to your choices depends on their individual personality and attitude. Okay. Who did build the ruins?
Got different names for them. Settlers called them Ingwithans. Nobody that liked them enough to stop them becoming ruins, tell you that much.
Is it dangerous out here?
Not if you hurry about your business. And not if the weather holds up.
There's a concern in his tone, but he does not elaborate. What kind of weather do they get out here?
This time of year? Rain, mostly, and wind. But there's a different kind of wind out here time to time. Locals call it a beowik, born out of the ether, the spirit's path. Never seen it myself, never cared to.
Excuse me. What are these huge rocks coming up out of the ground?
They don't got Adra where you come from? Well, it just grows up out of the ground like this. Goes deep like tree roots. Some of it all the way to the heart of the world, you believe the stories. It's more like a shell than a proper rock. Easier to work if you're a mason. Got all kinds of strange properties. Seems to have some kind of life of its own. Dies if it gets dug up. Loses its luster. Folks think it probably grew at one point or another, but not these days. The soul butchers in Defiance Bay use it for different things. I've heard tell it can hold a man's soul, but I don't care to see it. Got enough to worry about without seeing something like that.
I'll go see about those berries then.
Hold on. Take someone with you. I know you're not some helpless tenderfoot, not like most of this lot. If you drop dead, I don't want to be looking for the body. Got a schedule to keep.
He scans over the travelers, resting his eyes at length on a sturdy, armor-clad woman who has spent the journey's nights sleeping on uneven ground without blanket or pillow.
Kalisha. Kalisha!
The woman looks up on her own time. She needs to find some springberries. Watch that she doesn't drop dead.
No promises.
What kind of guide says something like that?
Kind you can afford.
Don't listen to her. You're in good hands. And I pay too well, if anything.
Odema chuckles and shakes his head. He looks at you. He casts a sidelong glance at her.
Off with you. Hayden should have supplies. See that you're equipped before you head out. We're in harsh country. Get your berries and hurry back. And if you get so much as a tickle of wind, you drop everything and you run. Something in the air tonight. If it's a Beawick, we'll shelter in the ruins. Hut dwellers be damned.
Odema's small grin recedes beneath his mustache, and he is stern once more. Welcome
You
to...
heard the man. Let's get going before you keel over.
Alright. Welcome to Pillars of Eternity. If this is your first visit to the world of Aera, you might want to watch these windows to become familiar with the tools and interfaces available to you. Your party always consists of your character and up to 5 additional companions or adventurers. While the caravan is camped outside the Glenfathan ruins, Odema has assigned Kalisha to help you. Kalisha is a fighter, a class that excels in close-quarter defense. Use her abilities to complement your own. To select a party member, click on their selection circle, their portrait, or press the number button that corresponds to their position in the party. Starting with first one at the left. To select multiple party members, click and hold anywhere on the screen and drag the marquee over the circles of the party members you'd like to include. 1, 2.
Yeah?
To move selected characters, click anywhere on the screen. Cursor is where your cursor is a circle of 4 wedges. Yep. All selected characters will path to their corresponding position in the formation. If you see a red circle with a slash through it, you cannot walk on that part of the map. When multiple party members are selected, the action bar is hidden. To see individual characters' options, select only that character. Alright, so first things first, I'm going to change this layout to triangle formation, which is, in my opinion, the better of the two options. So I played this game a little bit already, so I know generally how to play it. I played through this beginning area probably 6 times, so those tutorial messages won't mean much to me. I know that I can hold down tab to see all the interactable things in the area. I cannot do anything with that, so I'm going to go over here. Got some armor, light armor, and a lockpick. It's locked. Alright.
Anyone need supplies? I've got sundries for sale.
Most people you encounter in the world are neutral or friendly. You can interact with them by clicking on their selection circle. Many characters will simply greet you and go on their way, but others will have a larger conversation to explore. The merchant, Heodin, has a conversation that opens a store with equipment for sale. So, what I'm going to try and do, I'm going to get some lockpicks to open up this chest over here, because the chest can sometimes contain some really good stuff. There is some random item generation in this beginning area, just a little bit, and that area can sometimes contain potions, it can sometimes contain weapons, it can sometimes contain armor, and I want to see what I can get from it. So I believe Heodin sells lockpicks. I'm going to grab some from him. You see a man wearing simple but mostly neat clothes. He's transfixed, however, by a ragged tear in the seam of his tunic.
Brought a whole wagon full of goods to sell, but not enough shirts for the road.
He shakes his head and laughs when he notices you. He scratches one cheek with his knuckles. It's covered with uneven stubble, as if he hasn't quite gotten used to shaving on the road.
Say, is there anything you need? I've got some basic traveling supplies for sale if you'd like to take a look.
Who are you?
I'm a trader, originally from the Adir Empire, but I've been trying to establish new business out here. Life on the road has brought some unexpected challenges, to be sure. And I'm sure you've noticed how prickly the locals can be. But we're here to make the most of things, right?
He looks at his wagon and grins ruefully. If you think these caravans are prickly, watch out for the axe wielders Odema mentioned. He laughs. That's excellent advice indeed. You now have one rank in a disposition reputation. These reputations represent how people perceive your personality throughout the world. Even seemingly nasty reputations will be favored by some people, and benign reputations often bring out the worst in certain people. No disposition is inherently good or bad in the Pillars of Eternity. I think that's a pretty neat thing.
Something else you need? Looks like we're settled for the night.
Tell me about the Adir Empire.
It's not as big as it used to be, but it's still big. The mainland is a continent northwest of here, but the colonies used to include Rayed Saris and the Deerwood. About 150 years ago, Deerwood won its independence from the Empire. In fact, our companions are quick to remind me of.
He gives you a lopsided grin and nods at the other scattered caravanners. Why do you move all the way out here?
Because it seemed friendlier than Rayed Saris?
He laughs.
My brothers took over the family mercantile business a few years ago, and there wasn't enough for me to do back home. I moved out to try and expand.
Direwood is a former Adir colony, so it seemed like a good place to start. And as much as I admire the Red Saren's work ethic, they've always struck me as a little fanatical. Sounds reasonable enough. Out here, I'm just taking it one day at a time. Let's see what you got. Alright. Stores allow you blah blah blah. Okay, so I'm gonna trade in this armor, which I definitely don't need. And I'm gonna grab these 3 lockpicks. And I've got half a mind to trade in my current weapon for something else. I think what I'm gonna want to do is I'm gonna want to use one-handed weapons with nothing in my offhand, because that increases your accuracy by a lot. Never used a flail before. That could be interesting. I think I'm just gonna go with a regular old sword for now. Trade. Oh shit! I should have checked what's in this box first. Damn it! Oh well. Yes. Open.
Finished.
Alright, it's a potion of endurance. Alright. I'll just put that in there and equip it. And just have this two-handed one just readily available. I'm going to put these potions in the quick access bar as well. You can switch weapons by selecting right. So as you can see, by having this two-handed weapon, my accuracy is currently 34. Plus 30 for being a fighter, and plus 4 for having perception. But if I wield this sword in one hand, then my accuracy goes up to 46 for getting a plus 12 from one-handed. So I'm going to try out playing with only a one-handed sword in one hand. And just see how it goes for me, I guess. I'm gonna go back
Something
here.
else you need?
Is there anything else? No. Alright. There is some items around here. Some crops and stuff that I'm gonna collect. Oh, right. Might as well go over here and inspect this thing. These tall glass green pillars appear as if they have sprouted from here we go. Appear as if they have sprouted from the earth. The flickering fire sets shadows dancing within. Okay. Very interesting. We got some horses over here. And Orland's cradle. It's like a mushroom, I think. It's a type of mushroom. The fallen tree doesn't budge. Sap oozes from the jagged wound in its trunk.
Not looking forward to trying to lift that thing tomorrow.
Something tells me that you're not going to have to worry about that. Exploration is key in Pillars of Eternity. As you make your way through the Eastern Reach, open the area map to see what parts of a map you've already been to and what's left to explore. So, pressing the M key, this is this entire map. I can explore it by doing this. So that's where we currently are. Missandra and Kalisha. Sparfil.
I'll have your water soon enough. Stream's not going anywhere.
Yeah. Good point. Asshole. And there's some Admeth's Wort. Such an attractive name.
Let's check by those outcroppings.
And here's the first in combat. I'm not even going to read this because I already know everything about that. Has engaged in melee. Blah blah blah. Scored a crit. Great. You go behind it so that we can get a more tactical advantage on it. There we go. Flanking enemies in this game gives you a huge accuracy boost.
This is it.
This is it. Received quests. Your journal will update with relevant information if you blah blah blah. Slave. So what's a slave doing in the free Palatinate of Direwood? Guessing those marks on your back didn't come from loving caress. So this is sort of where we get a little bit of character development. So let's see, what do we want our character to what our backstory to be? I was an indentured servant. Yeah? How's it you happen to come here? I fled. I had to leave my family behind. You do what you can to survive. What else can someone be expected to do? Kalisha breathes in her surroundings. It's been a long time since I've been this way, but I always did like it. Lord Raedric's offer makes a girl think. Give him that. I'll give him that. You here to settle like the rest of the lot? It's a hard offer to pass up. You won't find many offers like it in these parts, believe me. Got some big plan in store? I'm gonna lay low for a while. Try not to draw too much attention to myself. You picked the right place then. Gilded Vale's days away from any real civilization. Anyway, I'm wasting time here. Odem'll give me an earful. Let's be on our way. Why are you here? Kalisha sighs unevenly. Her eyes search the ground at her feet. My sister moved out here some time back. She sent me a letter. She seemed worried. But that's how she always is. This time, though, she asked me to come out. And that's got me a little worried. I haven't seen her in ages. Been doing guide work for Ixamitil. But I'll do anything for her. She's a much better woman than me. So I'm here, and we'll see. Odema I've worked with before. He doesn't usually drive a route this way, but he's doing it for me. Tell me about yourself. I've got simple needs. I like open skies and far horizons. I find work that lets me live that way. My family wanders too. We started in Direwood, but my parents ended up in the Living Lands. I've got a brother in Rautai and another in Adir. My sister in Gilded Vale. She's the only real homebody. What can you tell me about Direwood? It's not much for history, but from what I know, it used to be part of the Adir Empire. Broke off after a war some years back. The locals here are feisty, and that's how they like it. It's been out of touch, but I've been hearing weird kinds of things about it lately. People have having trouble giving birth, I guess. A lot of them. It's been going on for years now, but somehow it's getting worse. With an uneasy tremor in her voice, she adds, I'll have to ask my sister more about it. Alright, let's head back to camp. You know, I wouldn't hold my breath that Sparfle's getting you water anytime soon. He does what he feels like when he feels like it. We should check up on him first. Slap him around a little. Stream's just down that way. Come on. Let's get you your water. Alright, we're gonna go get me my water. Alright. I believe there's, yep, up here. Burned Lady. Man, such pleasant names for mushrooms and plants and stuff. Alright, so that's like a broken bridge, and this is a not broken bridge. I believe there's a deer right here. Scouting mode is used for both stealth and for finding hidden objects like traps and secret containers. While scouting, your character's selection circles will blah blah blah. I already know this. Moving toward a character, accelerate how quickly they detect you. Oh, whoops. Aw, man. That's disappointing. I'd probably, if I had like a bow or something, I'll probably could get it, but I don't know. I don't think any of the classes start with a bow. The lockpick and some medium armor, some leather armor. The corpse is cold to the touch and ripe smell A ripe smell wafts from it in putrid waves. A dark crusted bloodstain besmirches its simple linen clothing. How much time do I have left? About 5 minutes. Alright. I think I can get what's left of this beginning area done with in probably 5 minutes.
Been hunting. At least you left the water skins. Come on. Not good.
This is reason not good. I wonder why the dialogue is cutting out a little bit. Oh, there's some mushrooms over here. That's nice. Dire cap. Good shit. Some good shit right there. Good shit. You crouch at the riverbank and dip your water skin into the cool water while Kalisha waits nearby, keeping watch. As you rise, you notice her look up sharply towards the tree line. Out of the trees emerges Sparkle, one of the guides, barely discernible in the dim moonlight. He no longer carries his bow, and there is a strangeness about his gait, his stride wobbly as he moves toward you with labored breath.
Sparkle? Are you alright?
Kalisha frowns. Sparkle's toe catches a rock, and he collapses forward in a heap. The feathered shaft of an arrow planted between his shoulders like an enemy flag.
Ambush!
Great. Great. I'll go after this one. You go after that one. Alright, sounds good. You can knock down that one, and I will just attack it, I guess.
Yeah?
Whatever. Sometimes a weapon or spell simply isn't suited for penetrating an enemy's damage reduction. When the attack hits, the DR will wipe out all but a small percentage of the incoming damage. You'll hear your characters complain about it when it happens. Take heed, note the damage type that's being blocked, and switch to a weapon or spell that does a different damage type. So, just regular damage reduction, I believe. Yeah, just regular damage reduction. Nothing special or fancy about it. And now, you get to move back over here. Or not.
Come on, we have to get back to camp.
Sure thing, let me loot these guys first. Alright, and let me just put this in there, and then, you know what, actually I'll keep that there, because I know what's gonna happen next. Sort of meta doing this, but it's fine. It's fine. It's okay.
Huh?
So, let's keep it going. Got about 45 seconds. I guess I won't finish it in that amount of time, but I'm not going to stop the video after the thing rings. In fact, I'm just going to cancel the timer right now and just continue on to the video until we get to the next stopping point. So, here it is. Both of you go for this one. You go right there and attack. And then you, Kalisha, should go right there and attack this guy. I said go right there and attack this guy. You attack him. There we go. And then Kalisha again move over there and attack this guy. And there you go. That's how you take out a group of people. I got this stuff. Got this hatchet. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So. Yeah. Alright. Okay. Alright. So I'm gonna put this stuff in my stash here. Just drag you over there.
Sure.
And temporarily,
Huh?
because I know it's coming up next, I'm gonna move this to my what I'm currently wielding. And I'm going to go ahead and save here. And here we go. All around you lie the massacred remains of the other travelers, peppered with arrows and knife hilts, splayed and bug-eyed and filthy. Kalisha puts the back of her left hand to her mouth, as if trying to ward away some poisonous vapor. A handful of dark figures stands above the fallen, treading on limbs and backs and heads, jerking their axes from bodies as if from half-split logs. One of them, towering and severe, with a thick beard tasseled with knots, holds a wet blade to the neck of the man you recognize as Heodin, the last of your caravan left standing. Lay down your arms, trespasser. Somebody is home. Time to shut the door. Oh no, that might have been male. Never mind. Whatever. I don't care. Lay down your arms, trespasser. Or, here we go. It's the leader of this guy, this asshole right here, so.
Lay down your arms, trespasser. Do not forfeit this man's life for a fight you will lose.
Why have you done this?
You have trespassed in places of no mortal man is worthy. You are trespassers and plunderers all, and we will see this outrage avenged. So I say again, lay down your arms.
I think judging by the string of animal teeth around your neck, I'm guessing you are worshippers of Galawain. If Galawain told you to stop protecting the ruins, would you? The man frowns and motions as if to swing his axe. Heodin winces, but the blow never comes. Instead, the man cocks his head, intrigued.
Of course, but he would not. It is by the command of all the gods that we accept this charge.
How do you know? Because it's consistent with their beliefs, or because it's what you are told? The man glares.
It has always been known to my people.
I see. And what of Galawain's edict that weakness and age must be purged by youth and strength? You think that Galawain would want some moldy, crumbling stones to survive long after their builders have turned to dust? The man's nostrils flare as he fumes.
He would not. He told us otherwise.
I'm sure he did, just not personally. But why would that stop you from killing innocents? Distracted, the man's grip falters on his axe handle. and he nearly fumbles it, affording Hyoden the moment he needs to dodge out of his swing, which comes too late. Howling with rage, the man charges you instead. You need to blind this asshole. And then we both need to just charge him. And I believe he should be flanked now. No? Then you should go here and attack. To get your sneak attack off. And then now you go over here and attack. And just pepper this guy with death. And then now you go over here and dead. Die. Yes. Excellent. The enemy lies supine on the supine whatever that is on the ground, unable to rise. His companions now silent among the other dead. His breath comes in wheezing, fitful gasps. He looks not at you, but the sky above you. Forgive us. Barely audible beneath his choked sighs, a whisper of wind stirs the air. At this, the man's eyes roll back as he closes them. Good. The gods are just. A queer smile crosses his face. I am ready. The wind begins to swell, whipping around the camp, electric and volatile, unpending pots and rattling tents like an angry spirit. You can feel it begin to seep beneath your skin, and where it pierces you, it feels as though it is rending you apart from within. Seated against a wagon wheel, amidst the howling maelstrom slashed across the chest and bowel, Udemo's body stirs. With great effort he raises his sagging head, his eyes barely open. He looks directly at you.
Get inside! Run!
Straining against the gale that threatens to pull you off your feet with every step, you set your hands in the worn folds of weathered rock and set about pulling yourself up the precipice. With a last burst of energy before your arms give out, you swing yourself up onto the edge, or onto the ledge. Hyoden trails behind, slowed by injury and delayed by early hesitation. As he nears the face of the rocks, one of the fallen attackers, who had been feigning death, lunges for Hyoden and topples him onto the rocky ground. Restrained, Hyoden lashes out against his fatigued assailant, but struggles to break his hold. They're close to you. Despite the wind from your position, if you were to throw your weapon at the attacker, you would have a good chance of hitting your mark. Throw your weapon at the attacker. Your aim is true, and the hit jars Hyoden loose. Lurching to his feet, Hyoden clambers up the base of the rocks. As he nears the top, however, the wind flares, pulling him sideways and tearing one of his hands free. But diving out onto the rock, you manage to catch hold of it. Securing his other hand, you pull with waning strength, and it feels as though your arm will be jerked from their sockets. They hold just long enough for Hyoden to set his feet and join you on the trembling ledge. There is a deep resonance to the swelling wind now. You feel it in the rocks beneath your feet and inside the cavity of your own chest, as though it would shake the marrow from your bones. Each new gust menaces the old Stones before you, loosening connections, unsettling balances. As you dart beneath the old archway, the entire portal begins to fall beneath its own weight.
Was that?
A Bewick. Had to be.
Hewden's words come between wheezing gasps.
Then we're lucky to be alive.
And we're the only ones.
There could be another collapse. We're not getting out that way anyway. Let's get further inside.
Alright. I'm going to save here, and I'm going to cut the video there, and I'll see you guys next time. But until then, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and please tune into the next. Thanks for watching.